Hello, welcome to another episode of Star Power TV, where we explore ideas and the secrets to amplifying your star power. Hi, my name is Andréa Albright, and I am the hostess of Star Power TV. This episode is really going to blow you away because we are here with a magnificent Star Power guest, Claudia Velandia. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you totally did, Andrea. That's awesome. Thank you. Very happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you here. And just to let the viewer know, what makes you a star? What are you up to? What are you doing with your life, your business, and your mission?
Awesome. Thank you for asking that question. And I said before, first at all, thank you for having me here. I love being here and share what I know with your audience, being a star. So what makes me a star? I'm following my heart. And that's pretty much the most important thing that I do, following my heart. So also I'm an author. I wrote this book called Wake Up. I'm a coach. And that's what I do, helping, empowering people to transform their life and live their life fully and completely without limitations. Because life is beautiful and most people go through their lives as if in autopilot, not realizing that they are limiting themselves because they are so busy on their minds, so engaged with their thoughts that they are not really exploring what we are here to explore and have the full experience of life.
Oh, so beautiful. What a wonderful way to start your message, is sharing from your heart. Well, we're definitely going to go into that more deeply in this interview. So you're a coach. What kind of people do you work with? And whenever you say people get stuck in their mind, what do you mean by that? And how do you help them to break out of those barriers?
Beautiful question. So the people that I help the most is the ones that when I'm talking about they are so in their mind. Is that have you find people in your life, Andrea, that they go through the motions, like go to work, back home, having the life, go to work, waiting for the weekend, and they go through these motions of living and they find themselves feeling empty, without purpose, without happiness. They're in a constant chasing of a constant chasing of happiness, constant pursuit of joy, constant pursuit of peace, love, when don't realize that everything is already in their hands within themselves. So that's the people that I help the most to transform their life and be more in tune with their emotions, to start consciously directing their thoughts. So in that way they are more conscious living. And then when you are more aware of your thoughts and more aware of your emotions, start influencing the direction of your life. Because otherwise you are living on autopilot. Most people believe that they are controlling their life, but in reality they're not, because they are conditioned, they are programmed, and they are living from that programming. So that's what I help people to uncover that programming, uncover that conditioning, and start truly directing the direction of their life and live fully. Does it make sense?
Absolutely. You are sharing some nuggets of gold wisdom with sparkles on top. This is fantastic advice. And I have to know, how did you discover this? Were you always born with this awareness and this wisdom?
No, I don't know. No, I discovered this because I had to do it myself, Andrea. Like in 2010, I hit rock bottom. I found myself in the emotions of living. I didn't find purpose in my life. I was drinking a lot. I was partying a lot. I was fighting validation in men. I was working a lot, and all of those were ways to really to escape of my own mind, to not really look to what's going really within me. Also, coming from Colombia, I remember now I live in Canada, and I remember that by those days, I was having it all. Like I have a great career, I had a great salary, I had a car, I have a house, I have friends, I have money to do whatever I want to. But yet I still felt empty and without purpose. So I found myself in that deepness that I needed to do something. And I remember me thinking, like, life has to be more. Like, this what I'm experiencing is not what life is. So, and I needed to find a way to get out of that rock bottom that I put myself into, because I was very, very sad. I was very angry about myself. I didn't like me. I didn't like my life. I didn't know where I was heading. So because of that pain, it took me through a journey. Okay, let's get out of this. And I started reading a lot. I started going to seminars, watching videos, doing a lot of inner work to discover the truth of who I am. And that took me to a beautiful journey that transformed my life. And now I can say that I have learned all that I'm sharing with you right now. That is all about controlling our mind and connecting within ourselves to really find what we are here to do.
That's amazing. And isn't it incredible how the best coaches and teachers are the ones who have been through the journey themselves? Well, the light is definitely shining from you. And I'm curious, what is your definition of star power? What is it? Where does it come from? And can anybody have it?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody can have it. And I truly believe that the star power comes from within us. The moment that we love ourselves so much, accept ourselves completely, that we don't seek validation about outside world from anyone of anything, in that moment we're in our true power. And when we're in our true power, we are really shining and we are being as stars and we're being the light for others. And then really can complete the purpose and live fully. that's the power, that's for sure.
That's beautiful. Well, I absolutely agree with you that it is about lighting others up and sharing that light so that you can inspire and lift other people up, because that just makes the journey so much more fun, right?
Totally. And that's beautiful what you said before too, that the greatest teacher, the greatest coaches, they have done it themselves. And this thing that we have found that is like, hey, because we have fun within. It's like, hey, let me share you what I know, world. Like, I want to help. Let me show you a different way. So, yeah, exactly. It's more fulfilling.
And exactly what you said, you know, there are so many people who think, I have it all. I have a house, I have a family, I have a career, and I have all this success that the outside world is supposed to tell me that I'm happy, but only you know if you are aligned with your star power, and you know when you're not, because you knew that something was missing, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Exactly. You only know. You only know. And I have found, for example, clients that they have it all, as you mentioned, like what the success has been done for our society. And they found themselves like empty, like not in alignment of their own shining star, in that alignment. And they're like, I have felt that I miss my life. Like they feel like I want to do it again, kind of feeling. But they always can go back and tie to that inner power.
And would you agree that once somebody taps into that inner power, that they become more successful because people want to work with them, they're attracted to them, they have more opportunities, and actually aligning with your star power is one of the greatest assets you can have in business and in life.
Absolutely. You really hit an amazing, beautiful point, Andrea, because when you are in your inner power and you shine in a star, right? When it goes to business, nothing will shake you. Nothing. And in that moment, you are so even, so aligned, so rooted in you, grounded within you, that you will have more clarity of mind to make decisions. Your emotions won't be swagging you around. So everything starts transforming in your life just because you are rooted within you and your business and everything. You're more successful and people will come to you. You will be shining. Like, yeah, totally.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. Well, these secrets can really change your life, and it can happen in an instant. So you've been open about your journey of discovering this for yourself. And you also mentioned some of the self-destructive habits that you used to participate in. And what would you say to the viewer who is maybe stuck in a cycle of addiction or depression or self-sabotage? What would you say to that person who's ready to maybe make a different choice today?
Yeah, to start meditating, to start controlling their mind. In the moment that they have that impulse of drinking, just to stop and say, why do I need to do this? What I'm covering. Like start seeing that with more a curious mind. And that will help them. So in the moment that they have the impulse, like stop for 10 minutes and close their eyes and meditate, because that's going to stop the pattern. It's going to calm the mind. They're going to connect them within, and that will help a lot too. And tell them too that is a light on the other side. If they truly have the determination and the power to say, I'm done, I'm sick and done to live in this way, they definitely can do it. And it take one day at a time, because I remember that's what I did. I remember that it was one day at a time, one day at a time. And it's that this day I decide that I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to love myself. And I'm going to do something that makes me happy. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to go out and take the air. But I'm not going to go to that path, that habit, or the running away or the drinking. Or no, I'm not choosing that. I can choose differently in this moment. So those things that I can tell them right now, that they can choose every single moment, and meditation definitely will help them too.
I'm so glad that you brought up meditation. That has been a secret to my success for over 20 years. And I love that more and more people are open about talking about meditation, because what used to seem weird and like woo-woo and this strange, weird thing, like, I'm going to be sucked into a cult. People think all these crazy things. But really, the science of meditation, of calming your mind, has been proven to lower anxiety, lower stress, and exactly what you said, being able to give yourself love instead of that reaction. Yes. So can you tell us about your meditation practice and what you like to do for meditation?
Yes, I meditate every day. I meditate for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I do it every morning. As soon as I wake up, go to the bathroom, and then do the first thing that I do. And I have been doing that for almost 3 years now, and has transformed my life as well, because it sets the tone for the day of being present and having that connection within me. I also practice mindfulness meditation. So because meditation has so many ways to do. You can do meditation in different ways. You can practice meditation when you are eating, just being present in the moment. When you are exercising, being connected with your body. When you are in nature, just to paying attention what you're doing, where you're driving, paying attention to the drive itself. Those are ways of meditation, because you are bringing your focus back to the present moment, paying attention to what you're doing. So that's one part, and I practice that during my days. If I exercising and focus on my body, don't put music on, I just exercising and connected with my body, or focusing on the muscles that I'm working in the moment. So for nature, it's the same thing, just focusing what I'm doing. So that's one part of mindfulness meditation that I practice. And in the mornings, what I do is just focusing on my breath. Focusing on my breath, just the air coming down, and just being thankful for just the simple thing of breathing. And that every time you see the thought coming, just bring it back to presence. Yeah, that's my practice.
It's beautiful. Well, you explain it very well. And every person who has a meditation practice, it's a very personal, very intimate experience. But the most important thing is that we all started from thinking, I can't meditate. There's no way I could do this. I remember the first time I sat down to meditate, it said, count your breath for 10 breaths. And I couldn't even make it to like 3 breaths without my mind going, wah, wah, wah. And so whenever people say, I can't meditate, I've tried to meditate, it really is a practice. And you will find that like Claudia and myself, it begins a morning ritual where everything else, no matter what happens during the day, at least you gave yourself that gift. And I will tell you, the more people who I meet who meditate, there's very clear signs that you meditate. Would you agree?
Absolutely. You can see it because they're more present. They're more managing their own self. They are not in reactive mode. They are allowed things to flow. They are not restrictive. Totally, I 100% agree with you that you can see the difference. And it's fascinating that you brought up about the beginning, because when I work with my clients and I tell them about meditation, for example, they tell me what you just said. I can't sit down. I don't have time for 10 minutes a day. And I feel my mind is like the mind is like, get out. I'm wasting my time here. I'm wasting my time. Or like, I'm uncomfortable right now. And those are the first signs of that your mind is not used to. So it's going to fight you as much as you can. That's what it calls practice. But it will come the moment when you feel so tranquil and you start enjoying that peace, and actually you're looking forward to have your time with yourself and meditate, because it sets your day, and it shows up in an interaction, as you were saying. Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, I could do an entire program with you on meditation. I love your perspective, and you're just a beautiful shining light and an example of how, when you have that practice in your life, you're able to stay centered and focused, and you're able to be more in your business, in your family, etc. So we could go on and on about that. But I want to switch topics right now. And I have a couple questions that I ask all of my guests. Yeah. And these are some questions that just allow us to get to know you on a deeper level. And so they're going to be rapid fire questions, okay? So it's going to be like really fast.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Question number 1. What is your star power?
My heart. My heart, 100%. My heart. I follow it. That's my star power. Because when I am in that inner being, when I'm so connected with my heart, I can connect and give to others. That's my star power.
I love that. Oh, see, these questions are so cool because you just never know what you're going to get on the other side. Okay, next question. What book has had the most influence on your life?
Wow, that's a very one so many books. Wow, like the first one that came to me was the Good Earth from Eckhart Tolle. I love that book. It gave me
I love that book. I haven't thought about that book in several years. It's an amazing book.
Yeah, can I see another one? As the man thinks it.
You get 2, but that's it. Okay, what's your second?
From Poverty to Power, from James Allen. It's a little tiny book, but so good. Like, has so many good things in it.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, it's no coincidence that you love books. I'm a publisher. Books have been such an important part in my life, my transformation, my creation of success. And so I can tell that we both have that love of books as well.
Absolutely. I love books. They have helped me so much to grow. Okay,
next question.
Yes.
Who has most positively impacted your life?
Oh, that's a really, wow. Yeah. The first thought that came to me, the first thing, it was my younger self. Because, yes, that's the first thought that came to me, because right now, looking back, I'm very proud of her. Because I am where I am right now, because she had the determination, the courage, the fearlessly to go after and get out of that hole that she was there. She didn't like, I'm a victim, I'm going to stay here. So I will say my younger self, because right now my life has transformed because of her. So, yeah.
That's a beautiful answer. Amazing. Fantastic. What is your favorite subject to talk about?
Consciousness. Race of consciousness. Yeah. All about this. Go ahead.
What do you mean by consciousness exactly?
The race of our consciousness. The race of knowing who we truly are. To stop the paradigm that we have been doing through all our life. To start connecting to our greater power, to connect it to our higher self, to all what it is, whatever you call it, God, universe, greater source, whatever you have a name for it, God, that's the race of our consciousness, to really connect to our true nature and live with purpose. That's the race of our consciousness. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Well, we're definitely going to come back to that.
Oh,
okay. Another long topic that we're going to get into. Okay, next question. What was your very first job?
Oh, wow. With my parents. Actually, I remember that I was a kid, maybe 10 years old, and I did my own business because I wanted to do like a wrapping bags and sell them. So I made wrapping bags in Christmas, and I went to these little stores back in Colombia and I sold them. So that was my first business. And the next one was with my parents. Yeah, selling something with them.
I love it. So you've been an entrepreneur since you were 10 years old.
Yes, totally. Yes, totally. That was one of my first ones. I was doing those wrapping things for presents.
That's amazing. I love it. That's fantastic. Okay, next question. What are your 3 greatest gifts that you share with the world?
Oh, my intuition, because have helped me, first one, my intuition, because have helped me to connect even more with my clients and help them and guide them. That's definitely one. The other one is my energy, like my lightness, my joy for life, that is gonna, people connect to it, and they have told me like, hey, just seeing you just kind of lights my day. Sure, smile. And the other one, I will say, my way of living, like my constant, like that feeling of continue evolving and growing and expanding, that is contagious. That is that a gift that I have, that is something like it's always evolving, that I can, as I evolve and as I continue growing, I can show the path to others. So for me, that's a gift, because I am being the guinea pig.
You're taking one for the team.
Exactly. And with that, it's like, hey, I have done this, and this is what works. So I can show the path. So definitely that's a gift. Beautiful question. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your energy is definitely contagious. And the word that I like to use for people who are on the edge of consciousness and awareness is thought leader. Have you heard that term?
Thought leader. Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. I can see myself in that term. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next question. You're doing so good with these.
I love this question.
Kind of fun, right? It's better. It's not just your typical interview, you know?
I love it.
Okay, question. If you could have any actress play you in a movie, who would it be?
Oh, I never even thought about it. Like, just...
Well, now's the time to think about it.
I know. I will say this lady, I don't know her name, but the one who did the woman, the Wonder Woman, the last movie.
Oh yeah, Bridget, I can't remember her name. I totally see that for you.
I love her. I love how she showed that character of powerful. I can do it, like with love and passion. I love that. Yeah. I don't know.
My God.
But yeah.
Well, that's a phenomenal person to play you. You should be Wonder Woman for Halloween. Have you ever done that costume?
No, but I love the idea. Totally can put it on.
Wear it every day. You know, who needs Halloween, right?
Absolutely.
Well, another actress who I think could play you, Salma Hayek.
Yeah, Salma Hayek. Yeah, she has it totally. Yeah.
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 She's amazing.
That is
Okay,
amazing.
cool. I love your answers. Okay, next question. What do you want your legacy to be?
Wow. Ugh, that's a deep question. I mean, for my legacy will be to inspire others to connect with their souls. That's what I do. So that they can live their life fully without limitations and contribute to the well-being of themselves and the world. To my legacy will be like they do the inner work, that they kind of connect with themselves and they love themselves fully and completely. So much so that they love themselves so much and accept themselves so much that they don't need anything outside of themselves to feel validated or loved or accepted or anything like that. That in that rooted in that love and their knowing that they are complete as they are. And that would be my legacy, just empowering people to see that for themselves.
Wow, I'm speechless. That's absolutely stunning. What an incredible legacy. What an amazing life purpose you are living. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yes. It's like I have learned so much that had transformed my life. So that's what I've seen it.
So beautiful. Okay, next question. So we've already talked about your favorite book that has impacted you the most. What was your favorite childhood book that had the biggest impact on you?
Interesting though, because I didn't read much when I was a kid. It was later in life when I started reading. So I can think about that book right now because I started later in life. So it was a childhood book. It was the Paulo Coelho,
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist, yes.
Yeah.
That's the book that I read later on in my life, the first books that I read. Because I wasn't much of a reader when I was a kid. It was not something that it was much in my culture. So,
Beautiful. Did you read the original in Spanish?
No, I read it in English. Yeah. I know. I know. Sometimes it's so funny, Andrea, because I sometimes I forgot. I say that I forgot to speak Spanish too because I haven't practiced it so many years.
I love it. Well, I bet it's in there somewhere. You just need to pull it out. That is one of the best books of all times. And it's amazing how many in these interviews, how many times that book comes up. It's actually very popular.
Yes, it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, next question. What subject were you best at in school or even once you graduated from school? What do you like to study the most?
I don't remember. Actually, I really enjoyed art when I was a kid. I really enjoyed art. And it's something like just creating with my hands. It's something that I loved it. It wasn't that there's subjects to study. It was like, nah, I have to do this. I will do it. But like really doing arts and art classes, I love that very much. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Do you still have art in your life?
Not as much, but with my business, actually, now that I am back, I'm creating so much that I'm bringing that up to me. Working with my business, absolutely. That's the way that it's coming back. And yeah, like with the decoration in my apartment, I use it myself. So that's how I bring the art on.
Oh, I love that. I often say that being an entrepreneur is the art of doing business because it's so unique to you and your own expression. And you get to have that, like for me, fashion and how I present myself, my words, my creativity, my websites, my books, that's all this artistic expression.
Absolutely. I'm totally with you. Like, I'm impressed about like how my artistic side has come up with my entrepreneurship, with my business now. Like every post, every word, your website, everything, you just can shine it who you are. Yeah, I love it.
Muted. Well, I love that we're talking about art because a lot of people think that they have to give up that creative side in order to be successful in business. But if you are an artist, then you have to express that or else that's part of your soul, as you said. You want to express from your soul.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, the creativity is so important when we do business because it's the expression of your heart.
Oh, so great. Okay, next question. What's the best place you've ever traveled?
Oh wow, oh wow, so many places. I love the Vietnam. That's one of the places that I love the most when I'm traveling. I enjoy the culture, the food, the people, totally different culture of how I had been brought up. So it was pretty cool to see different perspectives. So I traveled around the country and it was a great experience. The beaches, wow. The nature was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never been to Vietnam, but I've been to Thailand, and it is stunning. The beaches, the people, exactly as you're describing, and they're right next to each other.
Yeah. I remember one time it was so because the women are tiny. And I remember that this lady, I was trying clothes, and it's like, oh my God, I was using like Excel for them when I'm tiny here.
Oh my
It was
God.
so funny to have that experience when the small is super tiny for them, but it was beautiful. It was fun all around.
That's awesome. Yes, traveling is so important for new cultures and new experiences.
Open your
Okay,
mind.
next question. What's that?
Open your mind so much.
Yes, exactly. Okay, next question. Who is your favorite author?
My favorite author. Wow, so many. I don't have one, to be honest. I just love so many that I will say I don't have a one that I say like this is my favorite one. So I have learned for so many, so I cannot pinpoint one.
Okay, we'll give you a pass on that one, but that's it, okay? Everyone. It's like a game show. That's it. That's your only pass. Okay. Next question. So imagine that you're being interviewed by Oprah. What are
Okay.
you talking about? What questions is she asking you?
Oh, she will be asking me about. Wow, I love this question. She will be asking about my journey and what I have learned from my journey, and what will be the message that will be given to the world, and will be asking me about what would be the only one wish that you have for everyone in the world that you can give. So that's the thing that I think she will be asking me.
Well, I would definitely watch that interview. It sounds amazing. Okay, next question. Imagine you have $1 million to give away. Who do you give it to?
Education, 100%. I will be focusing on education for meditation and mindfulness and emotional intelligence for kids. Yeah, absolutely. That will be going there. And also support the healthy living, healthy eating. Like I will be donating the money to fund, like with to fund the vegetables and all the healthy food, so that people it's more accessible. Accessible is the word. It's more people can buy accessible.
Yeah,
Accessible for people to buy. So that will be the two places that I will be definitely money. Yeah.
I love that. Well, my passion is also children, education, nutrition, educating their minds. And I love what you said about emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Wow. Well, see, we're going to need to be collaborating on many more things in the future because
absolutely. Yes, I
also
love it.
passion of mine. So
I can
cool.
see the alignment.
Okay, last question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your secret indulgence?
Indulgence. That indulgence is something that you just cannot eat and stop, right?
Yeah, it's like something that it's like when you reward yourself or you say, okay, well, I'm going to be kind of like, I'm just going to indulge. I'm going to let myself go completely free.
Okay, that will be chocolate. Yeah. And like chocolate cake, I love chocolate cake. Yes. That definitely will be the one.
Well, that's a good one. That's a very common one.
Yeah,
Okay, well, you
totally.
made it through the questions. Great job, Claudia.
I love them. I totally love them. So much
I want
fun.
to know more about when we were talking about consciousness and how you were saying that there's different layers to access and you begin to expand. I love that you're talking about your heart and tapping into emotional intelligence. The world as we know it has changed, right?
Yes.
Everything has changed. From your perspective, what's happening? Why has this shift happened? And what can we do to access these higher levels of consciousness that are more peaceful and calm and loving, even amidst chaos?
Yeah, so that's a beautiful question, Andrea, because what I do believe, and that's kind of my sense of knowing, that this happened because we needed to really stop and have a face the mirror and say what's really important in my life, what's really important, what values do I want to live in this life? Because for so many years we have been living in the emotions, living as an autopilot, thinking about putting the values of what's truly important for our society, for ourselves, the latest. But this has happened to say, okay, what's truly important for me? My family, my health, my happiness, my joy, my purpose. Like it was a time for look within. It was like the world is stopping to see what's really happening. And that's how I see it. It's a way, for example, like I can do like a parallel for my personal journey that we needed to hit rock bottom in order to get out. And how I see it, this is like we are hitting rock bottom in the sense of all the things that is happening around, just know the virus, but all the social involvement with Black Lives Matter, with the coronavirus, with all so many things that are happening that are stretching us a lot. It's forcing us to see the reality, forcing us to see how we have been living. So it's kind of the rock bottom. So when we have hit that, but the good thing is like it's an opportunity for us to evolve and raising our consciousness. And one thing about raising our consciousness, start seeing like it's a different way of living, that we don't have to live in that way anymore. That we can live in a society when it's full of purpose, sharing, loving each other, accepting each other for who we truly are. That's what I'm saying about raising the consciousness, that we are all equal. That is not about because you are coming from a country or you're coming from a different society. We are all the same. So that's the opportunity that is giving us, so that we can raise our consciousness and start seeing things from a different perspective. Like open our minds to different possibilities and connecting to our own self, to our own soul, to the greater purpose that we are here. That's what it means. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. You said that so beautifully, so eloquently, and powerfully. And it's really amazing how every person who I ask that question to, who gets it, who seems to be tuned in, they're all saying the same thing, that this is the shift and it's an opportunity for us to learn, to grow, to explore, and to move into a new realm of contribution for one another on the planet.
Absolutely, to evolve as a society, to evolve. And that's what I'm seeing exactly. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, your perspective is so positive, and we need more of that positive vibration, that positive conversation. And that's what this show is all about. It is about the star power, shining the light, lifting others up, and teaching every person that the light and the power is inside of you, regardless of what's happening.
Yes, exactly. The ones you really recognize that, the world open for you. It's so amazing. It's like you have glasses and then you take them off. Like you were like, oh my gosh. So many opportunities. You live life in a different perspective. It's a different light of contentment, like love flowing through you. when you tap into that heart.
That's amazing. Well, we've just gotten a taste of your star power. I can imagine you are just an incredible coach, such an incredible support for your clients. What would be a good tip or action step that someone can take today to start accessing this star power, and even what you said, the heart and the emotional intelligence? You've shared so many amazing gifts in this interview. What would be the one step someone can take today to discover this power that you're talking about?
To start choosing, to recognize that every moment they are choosing. So start paying attention to the impulses. So every time that they have an impulse to, let's say, they are thinking to change their eating habits, for example. And every time that they have the urge and the impulse to go to the fridge to open or eat something, stop and realize that they have a different choice. So, and it's like start choosing. That's what I will say the first thing to do. That when they are driving, start choosing the route that they're taking, or being aware of where they're going, to start choosing their focus. So that will be the first thing, that they can choose to be happy. Start choosing. That will be my tip. Start realizing that power of choice.
That's fantastic. So empowering, because when you take that choice, you have that control. You're not a victim. Nothing's going to happen to you. You are saying, I have the power within me to make that choice.
Exactly. And then when you are realizing that you have that power to choose even what you eat when you're in a restaurant, but also you start realizing that you have the choice of your emotional well-being. That whatever happens outside of you that you don't like, you are able to choose. I decide how to feel. I decide the meaning that I give to this situation. I decide the perspective that I give. I choose be happy and tranquil in this moment, and nothing will upset. So then you start realizing that you have that power too.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. What a great piece of advice. And even if you just take that one piece of advice, that can change your entire life.
Yes, totally. Realize your power of choice. Start choosing. Yeah.
Well, Claudia, this has been such an amazing interview. You are such a bright, beautiful starlight. And I would love to hear about your book and where we can find you, where we can keep in touch and learn more about what you're up to.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, as I mentioned, this is my book, Wake Up. And people will learn about it because most people are not aware of what's happening in the brain. They don't know that the brain has this thing called fight or flight, and how unconsciously it's making them to react. So I talk a lot of tips to help them to realize what's happening in their brains, so they can start take control of their life. And also I talk about what is being conditioned, just helping to see people that we have been programmed over life. And that programming is limiting us, seeing our possibilities, is not allowing us to have that enjoyment of life that all of us are expecting or just want to live. So, and that's the conditioning that we have. I talk about conditioning, about ego, and how to get out of it, how to get out of that programming, how to take control of ego by utilizing our emotions, mastering our emotions, controlling our mind. And also start learning the power of choice. And finally, I invite the reader to see their life as a holistic being, that we are our mind, our body, our heart, and our soul. So in that way, they can start taking care of all those part of themselves. In that way, they can grow and evolve in equilibrium, not neglecting any one of them. So that's what I talk about in the book. So it's a lot of nuggets, exercises that they can do, the reader. So this is very excited.
That's amazing. Sounds incredible. Really great.
Yeah. Yes, and people can find it on Amazon. And also they can find me what I'm up to in Instagram. I love Instagram because they can find what am I doing in my life, because I love to share what I'm up to. So what I'm eating, what I'm exercising, what is in my mind. I just sometimes things comes out. I just can share it on my stories, and then also people can learn because I like to share about what I know too, and obviously in my page to get some tips. And it's Claudia Living Now in Instagram, and also you can find me on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'm definitely going to go follow you on Instagram. I want some of your beautiful light in my daily life on my Instagram feed. I can't wait to come and check you out.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to connect with you, of course, in Instagram and share our wisdom.
Well, this is just the beginning. I know that the reader, the viewer is going to love this interview and hopefully go and read your book, get more of this magic and spice and light that you share. You really have so much figured out about bringing joy into the moment, not waiting until you have something to make you happy. I can really feel your sense of joy from your heart, which is such an incredible gift.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for saying that. Yes, exactly. And that's what I like to share with what I have learned. That's what I teach and help my clients and the people who wants to work with me. So if any one of you guys are interested, they can find me in claudiavelandia.com or quantumthinking.ca. So, and I can support them. Yes, what I know.
I love it. Well, this is just the beginning. I know we will be connecting for more positive, uplifting conversations. I love seeing powerful, beautiful, light-filled humans who are going after their dreams and making the world a better place. Thank you so much for being on this show today, Claudia.
Thank you very much for having me, Andrea. I enjoyed it very much, and I loved your questions too. I had a good time. Thank you for having me and give me the opportunity to share what I know and with your audience. And I know that they have benefit from this too.
Oh, it's been such a joy. Well, thank you for watching another episode of Star Power TV. We are here to share the secrets to finding this inner light for you to share your gifts with the world. This is your time. The world needs your message. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.